Look, I know this channel is about stacking cash, building wealth, and living free, but here's the raw truth. You can't win the money game if you don't know the rules. And who writes the rules? The government. So in today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the 3 branches of government in super simple terms. Why? Because when you understand how the system is supposed to work, you'll spot the loopholes, the lies, and the opportunities faster than the Wall Street insider. This isn't a civics class. This is your cheat code to maneuvering America's power structure and keeping more of your money in your damn pocket. So let's start at the beginning. Let's go. America is like a 3-legged stool. And right now, it's rocking like brain after a couple of margaritas. Let me break it down so simple, even politicians could understand it. Leg 1, that's the president. That's the executive branch. Leg 2, that's Congress. That's the legislative branch. Leg 3, it's the courts, the Supreme Court. That is the judicial branch. And the seat that those 3 legs that are attached to, well, that seat is actually the Constitution. It's the rule book. It holds everything together and keeps those 3 legs in check. Leg 1, the president, the executive branch. This leg enforces the rules. So the president's job is to run the military, but he can't start wars. That's Congress's drama. The president's job is also to veto dumb ideas like a big old, nah, we ain't doing that stamp, And the president also appoints judges. That's if the Senate's in a good mood, because you know the Senate approves the judges. But here's the T. Presidents are not kings. The other legs, Congress and the courts, are supposed to keep them in check. They're not supposed to be doing stupid stuff. I digress. Leg 2, Congress, the legislative branch. This leg makes the rules. Congress is split into 2 teams. There's the House of Representatives, which has 435 members, and their focus is on money and impeachment. And the Senate, they have 100 members, and they handle like the judges and treaties. And together, they pass laws, if they can agree, which is rare. They control the taxes. Yeah, that money coming out your paycheck. Yep. And they can also impeach the president. The ultimate, you're fired. See if that happens. Yeah, it's slow, it's messy, but that's kind of the point. So not one leg has too much power. I like to think of Congress like a car dealership. You know how you go in and you have the pushy salesman, and then you got the calm and cool guys in the back, the finance managers. Well, those sales floor guys, they're like the House of Representatives, the loud, pushy, 435 guys trying to sell you on their ideal. And the Senate, yeah, there's those guys back in the finance office who are slow talking. They're focused on the long-term contracts, kind of like the loans and the treaties. So, and just like the dealership, nothing happens unless both sides sign the paperwork. So, leg 2, I know that was a lot, but that's the Congress, broken into 2 parts, the House and the Senate. Yeah, chew on that. Hey, you're still here. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, that greatly helps out the channel. And if you could, buy us a, buy us a coffee. I had to find it. If you're so inclined to, it really helps out the channel. We'll keep putting out quality videos, just the facts. Thank you so much. Back to the video. Leg 3, the Supreme Court, or the courts. the judicial branch. This leg, these 9 judges, they interpret the rules. They have the ability to shut down Congress. The Supreme Court's only job is to answer the question, does this fit the Constitution? That's it. And some of their landmark calls, well, in 2015, they gave the okay for gay marriage, about damn time. Most recently though, Roe versus Wade, they shut that down. They want to act like they have control over a woman's body. So, 2022, they shut down abortion rights. But they've done some good things too, like free speech. Your student loans though, not so free. They're not elected, they can't be fired, and they serve for life. Scary power. That's like some dark side Sith, Lord Sith, oh God. That's why the other legs are there to balance them. The seat that holds the 3-legged stool together is the Constitution. The seat, Constitution, is what keeps the stool from collapsing. It does 2 things. It lists the rules, like free speech and elections, and it pits the other legs against each other, so no one gets too powerful. The problem is the politicians keep stretching the seat, AKA the Constitution, like it's a pair of cheap sweatpants. Original meaning versus interpreted meaning, that's their fight. They're always fighting about what was the original meaning of the Constitution versus the interpretation of that meaning today. That's what they're always fighting about. But if the seat cracks, the seat being the Constitution, the stool collapses. And that's how we end up living in The Handmaid's Tale. Okay, so let's test out what we've learned. And I like to do this with a visual representation. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock being the president, paper being Congress, scissors being the Supreme Court. So, who can veto laws? The president. Who can impeach the president? Congress. Who said abortion isn't a constitutional right? The Supreme Court. Rock, paper, scissors. Nobody gets too powerful. All right, Brainiacs, here's your mission. Drop a comment. Which branch would you want to command? Me, I'm trying to be the president. If I was the president, oh God. Smash that like button if you see the government game a little different now, you feel me? And subscribe because you know next week we gonna break something else down into super simple terms. You know how we do. Look, the stool only works if we the people hold these clowns accountable. Stay sharp, stay free, and remember, these clowns work for us. Until next time, take care of each other, love one another. Peace. Leg 1, that's the president. That's the executive branch. Leg 2, that's Congress. That's the legislative branch. And leg 3, that's the Supreme Court.